Hello, we continue with the inheritance. So, if you remember last time, we wrote a main class, a person class, and a subclass of the person class, which is student. And I have this full name, which is a derived, it's a derived instance variable from the person class. Okay, so here if full name was private, I could not access it from here directly. So when I make it protected, then it works successfully. Um, okay, so also let me override this. So not overload. Remember, overload means two methods have exactly the same spelling, the same name, but their signatures are different, which means the number of parameters and types of the parameters are different. So that is overloading. Now I talk about the overriding. So override is they have exactly the same spelling and also they have the same signature. But one of them is at the superclass, the other one is at the subclass. So display info is in the student class. So here, let's say I have another. Um, I want to have another display info for the person class. So here I will say um, so public, okay, void. So display info for the person, and here I will say so display, okay, so display info. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so system out print line. Okay, so here let's say um, name. Okay, so we have full name here. Um, okay, so name, full name. Okay, so and so do you see something wrong here? So as you see, there is code repetition. I have name, full name. So here in the main method, let's also create a person. Okay, so person and person one. Okay, and new person. Okay, so full name. Let's say it is Joe Code. Okay, so Joe Code, and let's display the information of this person. Person one, display info. Okay, so now let's see how this works. So Joe Code, run it. Okay, name is null for this student, and this one, so Joe Code. Okay, um, so the problem is, okay, so here we when we pass only one parameter, it is considered as a, so let's look at the student constructor which takes one string. Let's say what it is. Okay, student, and it takes one string only, and in that case the parameter is considered as an ID. Okay, but what if I want to, I don't, I'm sorry, what if I know the name of the person at the time of creation, at the name of the student? So for this one, let's say, let's create another constructor. So public student, and let's say the first parameter, okay, so string, first parameter is ID, and second parameter is the name. So let's say fn. Okay, So here stid, okay, stid is the id, and fn, okay, so I'm sorry, what was that, person full name, okay, okay, so full name is fn, okay. So here let's go back to main method, so and then let's use this constructor in the main method. So here the first one is this, and then, or let's say, great student, okay, okay, so great student. um, okay, so let me run this. Okay, so the name of this person, this student, is great student, and the second one is Joe code. So um, and then we don't display the, so in here, if I call the display info, if it is a person, which means the person has full name, but the person doesn't have student ID, because remember, not every person is a student. So if it is a person, I want to display full name only, but if it is a student, I want to display both the name and also the ID. So let's go back to student. So here, display info, I display the name of the person, and also system out print line, okay, and I want to display the student ID, okay, student ID plus, okay, so what is it, stid, okay. So now so this in the main class, okay, in the main class, this display info is different than this display info, because here the object which per one is the person, but in here st1 is a student. So this display info is the this info in person class. The second display info is a method in the person class. Okay, so student class and person class. So let me run this. So when we come to here, the display info of the student, what does it display? It displays two things, this and this. Okay, um, so let me run it. Okay, so name grade student stid, and for the second one it displays only one. So I hope you also see a problem here. There is a code repetition. So this one, name, full name, but we remember this statement also in person class, right? This one. So why don't we just take advantage from this method? So here, instead of copy and paste the same statement, let's call this method display info. Okay, so I delete this one. So if I say this info, okay, so now let's see what this does. Okay, okay, so something is wrong. Okay, so what is it? uh, as you see, display info, and here we also have display info. Okay, so how do we, so let me just show this. Okay, so So how can I avoid this? So we have display info inside of the display info. So which means there is a recursion. So this is a recursive call. So if I don't put, so display info of what? So if I don't put anything, so by default, it is a display info of this method. In that case, it is recursive. But I really don't want to call this display info. I want to call the display info of the person class. So here, instead of this, I say super. Okay, so super refers to super class and then display info. Let's see what this does. If I run it, okay, now it worked. So this one calls the display info of the person class, which displays the name, and after that it displays the student ID. Okay, I hope this is clear to everybody. Have a nice day.